Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tad buddhayas tadatmanas. You don't have this. Okay. Maybe you can try to repeat. Yeah. Tad buddhayas tadatmanas. Tanishtas tat parayana. Tatnishtas tat parayana. Kachandya punarabritim. Certain. Kachandya punarabritim. Kyananirtuta kalmasha. Kyananirtuta kalmasha. Tadbhuthayas tadatmana. Tadnishtas tadparayana. Kachandya punarabritim. Kyananirtuta kalmasha. Tadbhuthayas tadatmanas. Tadnishtas tadparayana. Kachantya punarabritim. Kachantya punarabritim. Kyananirtuta kalmasha. Tadbhuthayas tadatmanas. Janishtas tadparayana. Kachantya punarabritim. Kyananirtuta kalmasha. Tadbhuthayas tadatmanas. Tadnishtas tadparayana. Kachantya punarabritim. Kyananirtuta kalmasha. Tadbhuthaya. Those whose intelligence is always in the Supreme. Tadatmana. Those whose minds are always in the Supreme. Tadnishta. Those whose faith is only meant for the Supreme. Tatparayana. Who have completely taken shelter of Him. Gachanti. Go. Abuna abritim. To liberation. Jnana. By knowledge. Nirtuda. Cleansed. Kalmasham. Misgivings. Translation. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refugee are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. I'll repeat again. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refugee are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge, and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. Purport. The Supreme Transcendental Truth is Lord Krishna. The whole Bhagavad-gītā centers around the declaration that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the version of all Vedic literature. Paratattva means the Supreme Reality, who is understood by the knowers of the Supreme as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, is the last word in the Absolute. There is nothing more than that. The Lord says, Mada parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. impersonal Brahman, is also supported by Krishna. Pramano hi pratishtha aham. Therefore, in all ways, Krishna is the supreme reality. One whose mind, intelligence, faith, and refuge are always in Krishna. Or in other words, one who is fully in Krishna consciousness is undoubtedly washed clean of all misgivings and is in perfect knowledge in everything concerning transcendence. A Krishna conscious person can thoroughly understand that there is duality, simultaneous identity, and individuality in Krishna. And equipped with such transcendental knowledge, one can make steady progress on the path of liberation. Tat buddhayas tat atmanas tat nishtas tat parayana kachantya punara vritim gyana nirthuda kalmasha. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. Yes, wonderful verse, of course, as everything else in Bhagavad-gītā. This is kind of characteristic passage when, Krishna or the author says like, this one, which is very much similar, phrasing like Tat Buddhayas, whose intelligence, whose Atmanas, whose mind. Atman can mean, mind as well. Body, mind, soul, intelligence. Tat Nishtha, one's faith. Nishtha we know as faith. Tat Parayana, and one take shelter, one's shelter is in Krishna. See, he says when one is fully fixed in all this, and all this, our mind, our intelligence always wander somewhere, We are not always fixed. Well, are we? No, not really. Because all these things like mind, intelligence, faith, and refugee shelter is going to different directions all the time. But imagine when we direct all these things and totally fixed in the Supreme, in Krishna, then we will be cleansed of all misgivings, no doubts at all. We will be just totally fixed in understanding, in knowledge, and then path of liberation is just guaranteed. We will steadily go on that way, on this path. So this is a very high position. This is the highest position. We cannot have anything more than that. Just like Krishna says, Manmana pavamat bhakto. Manmana, always think of me. Pava means to become. Pava mat bhakto, my devotee, mat. The pronoun mam, me, mam, mat, and so on in Sanskrit is like, it's personal pronoun, it's possessive pronoun. It means that, my, me, so all these things. Manmana, pava mat bhakto, madhyaji. Yaji means, worship me. Do all this puja, all this whatever, all these activities for me. Mam namaskuru, and offer obeisances to me. Mam evaishasi satyam te means that thus if you take shelter of me, pratijane priyosime, you will come to me, and there is no doubt because you are very dear to me. He says actually in two different shlokas at the end of 9th and 18 something at the end of 18th chapter. He says in two different ways, Manmana pavamat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. I'm telling you the truth, satyam te. In truth, I'm telling you, you will come to me because you are very dear to me. Then in 18th chapter, I think he says, Manmana pavamat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishasi yuktva evam yat atmanah mat parayana. So it's like two versions. Maybe I just mix it up. Anyway, he sees it's such an important. It's actually basic teaching. The main teaching of Bhagavad-gītā is Manmana pavamat bhakto. Always think of me. Become my devotee. Worship me and offer obeisances to me. That's it. That's whole Bhagavad-gītā. That's whole Bhakti Yoga. It's just about becoming totally fixed in Krishna. Because this is the solution to all problems. I mean, there is no problem afterwards. There is no fear when we become fixed in Krishna. There is no lamentation. There is no hankering. We don't want anything. We aren't afraid of anything. Gain, loss and gain, fame, infamy, whatever. It's like we are indifferent to these things. So this is the best. And then no doubts, no karmic reactions at all. I mean, you can burn all these things. We can burn all these things in the fire of transcendental knowledge, in the fire of Krishna consciousness. There are so many theories, so many teachings, quite nice, but partial truths. Like, nowadays it's all kinds of esoteric teachings. And, well, they're not bad, but I mean, for example, how to get rid of your karma, how to go to Akasha records, Akasha records. Akasha means the ether. I mean, something, sky, Akash means. So where, I mean, our destiny or our karmic reactions are kept in database. And then go there and delete those things or clean, whatever, remove all those things. Yes, but, some problems in our lives are maybe because we may be in some lifetimes before, previous lifetimes. Maybe we said something, I will never marry. Or that's why it's so hard to get married in this life, because you have made this vow. This is the explanation of some esoteric schools. Or, for example, you got so much problem of wealth, because of wealth. I mean, we or somebody had so much wealth in one of the lifetimes that he or she got really much in trouble. I don't know, somehow or other, maybe lost its wealth. And then one becomes so disgusted and one made a vow, I will never have any money. I don't want any money. So then, you are poor all the time because you made this. So, this is the explanation. I don't know if that's right or not. So they tell you that you should go to the Akasha records and, remove this vow. So, and then now you can get the benefits and you can get the opulence, you can get the overflow and things like that. Whatever. Maybe it's right, maybe it's not right. I don't know. But we have different methods. We just want to, surrender to Krishna. So this is our method, and which is much better than anything else, because it's a sure one. It's 100%. But we need to execute the process right. That's the point. I said the other day, not here, maybe I was at Lalita place. So we talked about, and in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami tells us that when somebody is sick with jaundice, then sugar candy is the best remedy. At that time, it was like that in Ayurveda. Well, nowadays they can give you antiviral medicine. I'm a medical doctor, so I do all kinds of things. Anyway, so you have to eat this because you need some quite concentrated sugar. So, but when the patient with jaundice, eats sugar candy, which is so sweet, there is nothing sweeter than that. So it tastes bitter. So what to do? Shall we give up? No. The recommendation is that we should go on taking this sugar candy, because at one point the tongue becomes purified and we can taste sugar. Krishna consciousness is like that. Principles, this, that, too much. I cannot do that. It's too troublesome. I'm a young man, a young woman, whatever. Well, that's why we say, it's not only for brahmacharis, Krishna consciousness, it's for, you can have nice family, but be a gentleman. Always have to be a gentleman. That's the point. You can have good family, And it's not forbidden in Krishna consciousness. Actually, the teachings of Vaishnava teaching is actually that you don't need to change the social position. You can stay there. Just listen to Krishna's, pastimes of Krishna. And just engage yourself in Krishna Katha. You don't need to change social position. That's the whole point. It's not just external thing. It's internal thing. And you can whatever is comfortable for you. Stay there, but just, listen to Krishna Katha and to Krishna philosophy. Yes, we have to execute the process properly. Because on the stage of Anartha Nivritti, everything is tastes wrong. So long we are filled up with, impurities, whatever. This is basically different desires, all kinds of desires, anger, lust, I don't know, whatever, attachments and things like that. But we have to continue this process. That's the point. And at one point, depends how serious we are. And depends on Krishna's mercy, basically. But on our choice, if we make a choice and, okay, I want, what shall I say? I want very much to, come to Krishna as soon as possible. But still, we have to be, we should not lose our minds in wanting that. Just like Raghunath Das Goswami, when he saw, he was a son of Hiranya Mahashaya, whose family asset was higher than many countries, brutal national product. They had so much money. They was Raghunath Das Goswami's father and uncle. They had so much money. They were like oligarchs or whatever. They were just billionaires. And Raghunath Das Goswami had everything, but he saw once Lord Chaitanya, and he was just mad about it. He wanted to leave everything, and he had the most beautiful wife. He wanted to run away, leave everything behind, and his family, they actually hired some bodyguards and everybody. So, and he was actually even chained because everyone was afraid that he would run away. Then Lord Chaitanya tells him, "Don't act like crazy. Just wait." It's not like, today I have to leave everything behind. No, don't act like madman. Just take it easy. At one point, there will come a moment, you will get free of all this entanglement. And then one day he actually runs away and joins Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, yes, he displays his pastimes as Raghunath Das Goswami. Yes. In other words, while we should not become fanatic or crazy or something, we have to do things very intelligently. We have to develop, we have to, grow up in a very, in a very sane way. We should not make some crazy moves and things like that. Because we should not attract too much attention towards us that, so much that it may hurt us, actually. It may stop our spiritual development. Other people can really make sure that they can give us lots of problems. So we should avoid all these things. So in other words, spiritual development is something, you don't need to show it outwardly. So, follow the principles, whatever, and then be like try to be as sane as possible in the eyes of normal people. Yes, and then if we make the choice and actually we want to fix our mind, intelligence, faith, and refuge in the Supreme, in Krishna. So that's it. Then we will, things will happen in totally magical way. So we will also get rid of misgivings, which are actually anarthas. Basically, these are manifestations of our impurities, isn't it? So because then we realize, and we really realize Krishna, we realize our position. Everything will open to us. And then now we talk a lot about preaching. And when we have realization, our preaching will be very powerful. If we don't have realization, our preaching is not so good. At least we have to repeat what we hear. So then it's okay. But real good power, real great power will be in our words, in our actions, and everything when we understand, when we have Krishna consciousness. Yes. So fixing all these things, fixing all our life attention to Krishna, on Krishna is the key, of course. And this is the only method. We don't need any other method. We don't need to become jnanis, yogis, and things like that. Yes, we can do some hatha yoga just to keep our bodies fit. That's fine. Our body is very important. This body in which we became devotees, we have to really take good care of it, because this is our instrument, our vessel how to cross the ocean of nations. So we have to take good care. Doesn't mean that we have to cherish it and give, fulfill all the desires of the body. No, we have to be, one who doesn't sleep a lot at all, or sleeps a lot, or one who eats a lot, or doesn't eat at all. So that he cannot be a yogi. So we have to be reasonable. Yes, yes. The simple things. And I was thinking about this one thing the other day. Before some time, I've been translating books from English to Georgian last 40 years, and I translated actually all the books of Srila Prabhupada into Georgian. And then we had at the end, what we call appendix. In appendix part, we always had, prasada yoga or something like that. And then, how to offer prasad. There was an instruction how to cook. You don't touch anything, you don't eat anything, you don't drink anything. You have to have utensils just for Krishna. Don't cook things or eat from them. Just for Krishna. And then cleanliness and all those things, and how to make a little altar and how to offer food to Krishna. Then we had a chapter called Japa Meditation. So, what does it mean actually? It means that when we chant japa, we should do it in meditative mood. Concentrate on the holy name. Concentration on holy name is a key to everything, absolutely. Our main method is Nama Prabhu, holy name of Krishna. This is the main ingredient in devotional service. This is holy name. Holy name is so big. Krishna, but even more than Krishna. Somehow or other. This is how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he says, the holy name is just, it cannot be more than Krishna, but somehow or other he puts it in such a way that, it's so important that this is the most important part of our devotional service, chanting the holy name. But chanting and listening. Chanting as a meditation. It means that, our mind goes everywhere, all these things, but somehow or other, but we have to pray to Nama Prabhu. We have to pray to the holy name. Please help me to concentrate on you. And that there is a method how to, there's a mood we have to have. It's not just like that, but we have to try develop. This is Trinadapi Sunichara Taroriva Sahishnuna. Be humble, lower than the grass in the street, more tolerant than the tree. Show respect. Never expect any respect towards yourself, and show respect to everyone. If we do like this, then we can chant the holy name all the time. Kirtanya Sadahari. This is the mood. So now we know how to, which way we have to go, what to develop. And sometimes it seems impossible, but that's why there is something called prayer. There's something called begging, asking. Just like Lord Chaitanya would say, you have unlimited numbers of names, and you invested all the energies in every one of them. But I am so fortunate I don't have any attraction. This is Lord Chaitanya's own words. Then he says, Aidanda tanuja kinkaram patitama vishame bhavam buddho. Oh, Sanonanda, please, I'm somehow or other. He doesn't say how. I don't know, he says. Somehow or other I have fallen in this ocean of repeated birth and death. And please pick me up and place me as a speck of dust at your lotus feet. So humble. This is a humble attitude. Yes. So all these things, all this unlimited, nectar, which are in our books. You know how Lord Chaitanya said once, that, one who has the love of God, the nature of love of God is that, one who has love of God, he thinks everybody else has love of God except me. It's not just a show. He or she thinks everybody else has love of God except me. I don't have prema at all. Everybody else has. Such a person cannot preach. When he's or she is on the Paramahamsa level, he cannot preach because he thinks everybody else is in devotee except me. That's why he comes down on Madhyamadhikari level when he okay, you this, you're good, you are not good, whatever. He discriminates between, devotees, innocent people who can be, marginal people, like can be under the influence of demons or devotees. They have no idea what to do, but they can become devotees. And he sees those guys, those people, and then he preaches to them. And then he sees demons as well, and he avoids them, just like everything. And he makes friendship with devotees. And then he can preach. This is a preacher's attitude, preacher's level, yeah. Just like Srila Prabhupada, at the end of his life, he would, how he's staying on this planet, he was talking about, he was asking forgiveness to his disciples because, I've been hard with you, I've been criticizing you for your own good. I'm sorry for that. I've been I have this temper, all these things, he was talking like that. So, yeah. Then at that time, he would show himself as as if repenting. Oh, I've been so fallen. No, he's never been fallen. But he was really sorry. Yeah. Yes. This is Hare Krishna. This is a wonderful process, and then this is not impossible to achieve. Fixing all these things in the Supreme. This is possible for everyone who wants it. You don't need to have academic degree. You don't have to be ascetic. You don't need to be whatever. You should just be sincere. That's all, and want to become like that. It's for everyone. Maybe not for those whose minds are very complicated and cannot accept, but those who accept and have pure, simple, open heart. Open heart is important. Yeah? Then we can pray, and at one point we will, in Krishna book, I think Satya, which is one of the queens of Krishna. There is one chapter called Krishna marries five queens. This is like Kalindi, Satyabhama, Satya, Bhadra. These are very wonderful stories, different stories. And then I think Satya, Srimati Satya, she said that, you please be satisfied because nobody can satisfy you. Nobody can do anything. It's just your mercy. You get satisfied with us. And she wanted to marry him. She wanted that Krishna would marry her, take her. And he does. This is one of his eternal consorts, of course. So the idea is that, when Krishna, nobody can approach Krishna. He's so big, but, nobody can agita, nobody can conquer him, but he becomes conquered by the love of devotees. Just like Mother Yashoda. She could catch him and she could bind him. Nobody else can do that. So, yes, So the whole point is that love. And to achieve this love seems to be so far away for us, but, still, it's for us. And we can do that. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Yes?
How do we find the balance of being, especially when
Oh my God. See, you are asking the wrong person because I'm so bad in book distribution. You better ask Nanda Prabhu. He's an expert. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I want to start book distribution. I want to go and talk about it because I was always shy, approaching people like, are you a salesman or what? I mean, for me, it was like totally unacceptable. I couldn't. But now I have different mentality. I just want to, this book can save your lives, dear friends. Why don't you buy it and read this thing? So now I have this kind of mentality. So I want to, I'm just too lazy. I want to start. I have no idea. I don't have much experience to tell you. Yeah. Be natural, probably. You don't be like, yeah, Lucy, I have a wonderful project for you. Yes. Well, it's artificial. Whatever. Become as Krishna conscious as possible. And then everything will be fine, I'm sure. Krishna can tell you. Yes. Thanks a lot. Thank you for today. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.